Hi, welcome to my channel. Library books are cool. My name is Alex. I've done this intro about 30 times, so I'm just going to wing it at this point. What this channel is and what I want this channel to be is just showing people that you can be well read, you can read completely for free at a really cool place called the library. They have all types of books for free. And all you have to do is sign up and you can read as much as you want. So what I want to happen, my goal with this channel is one, to help me read more, two, to be a better reader, three, to be a more diverse reader, all for free. And you know, it's not going to be a channel with big book hauls from Barnes and Noble. It's going to be my hope, my goal is one book a week at least. So here we have 4 books, one of which is two of which are rather big. But how I want this to go is any way that I can read, I generally do. So as long as I can read it for free. So number one, I have to find the book I'm reading at the library. As long as I have the physical book from the library, I can rent it as an ebook from Libby. I can rent it as an audiobook from Libby as well. So physical book, audiobook, ebook, all for free. I'm not including getting books on Spotify. I use a Kobo as my e-reader. I'm not talking about Kobo Plus, only Libby, only from the library, so absolutely free. And that's where I want this channel to go. I want to show that just because books are very expensive, it can be a very expensive hobby. I mean, I have bookshelves here full of them that I haven't read, which I think will also eventually be a series as well, just reading books that I already have on my shelf for a month, seeing how that goes. But showing that you don't have to spend a lot of money to be a reader. Anybody can be a reader, literally anybody, in some form or fashion. So that's what I want this channel to do. That's what I want it to be about. You know, bringing awareness to how cool libraries are. I know that they had a bit of an issue a while ago. You know, during COVID, they were kind of overrun with some pretty bad things. So I think they're kind of on the up and up. So that's what I want this channel to be. Library books, free reading. It's going to be a good time. Thank you for being here on this journey with me. I have a few things to get into today. The books that I want to read this month, I want to talk about a book that I already read for the first week of January. It was free. It was gifted to me by a friend, which is also going to be another series I want to do. You know, there's a series on free little libraries that I think are a lot of fun. So let's get into the books I have for this month. I got them. I just went to the library today and picked out some books. This book, admittedly, I've already started. I actually started it a few weeks ago. I'm working my way through it. I did get it on Libby, so I've actually listened to it to this point. Full disclosure, I listen to audiobooks. I have a one-way drive is about an hour and 15 minutes. Depending on which place I'm going to, it can be up to 2 hours, but it's a minimum hour and 15. So for me, audiobooks are extremely beneficial. It's how I get, honestly, a lot of my reading done. And I listen to some books at 2 times. I know, it's terrible, but I do. Some books I listen to 2 times. This book, I have not been able to go above 1.75 because there's a lot of characters, voices, and all that, and all that stuff. Let me just show you. So it is the Game of Thrones series. It is the very first book in the series, A Song of Ice and Fire. And honestly, one of the few paperback books at my library. It's in honestly really good condition. So admittedly, I've been listening to this book for a few weeks now, slowly, periodically here and there. As I said, I listen to it. It's generally my work trip book, to and from. And I'm a little over halfway through. I could be a little biased because I actually really enjoyed this series. I'm not much of a fantasy reader. Lord of the Rings, I think, is one of the greatest series of all time to read. Movies are great, books are phenomenal. But this guy, so far, amazing. I still love the character. How he writes characters, how he builds his world is so good so far. Tyrion is just as good in this book as he is in the series. I promise you, he might even be better so far. So what I want to do, I'm not going to be able to read obviously the whole series in a month, but I think once a month this will be kind of a really fun saga to go through over the next few months to get through them and discuss them with you all. So book one, A Game of Thrones. The other book I got, and this is something that I actually really want to do through this channel, is read books I've never heard of. I've never heard of the author. I don't know anything about it. So if you've heard things about this book or you've read it, I would love to hear about it. So this book is All My Puny Sorrows by Miriam Toews. I could be pronouncing that entirely wrong, but All My Puny Sorrows. And that is a really good looking cover. I think I don't know. I think it's actually a really interesting cover. I think there's a woman playing a piano on a cliff. I don't know. I'm really excited to get into it. What drew me to this book? So, I'm as I'm reading about these books and I'm in the library and kind of going through them a little bit, I'm not wanting to look them up on Goodreads. I want to go in blind to almost everything I read. There's going to be books I've already heard about. There's new books, classic books, things that people generally know. But for the most part, I want to go into them blind. I don't want Goodreads or Storygraph or anything to influence how I feel about a particular book at the end. So what drew me to this particular book is on the back. So this is about two sisters. One of them seems to have her life together. One of them does not have her life together at all. The one who does have her life together struggles with suicidal ideation and suicide. And generally, that's not really for me in books. I deal with that a lot in my professional life, so I try to steer away from it. But what really got me into this book right here is this line on the back that says, "How to keep her own heart from breaking and what it means to love someone who wants to die." That drew me in so hard to this book. And I'm really excited to get to it. Never heard of this book, never heard of the author, don't know anything about it. Never even, just look at this. Look how good this is. That is an excellent cover. And admittedly, this is going to be judging a book by its cover a lot of the time. So I actually forgot to do this with A Game of Thrones, but something I enjoy doing is reading the very first line of a book before I actually break it open. So I actually haven't even done that with this one, so we're going to read this together. 1. Our house was taken away on the back of a truck one afternoon late in the summer of 1979. I think it's going to be a really fun read. I'm excited to see how the characters are built in the world, and if this person can really write family dynamics well. So, All My Puny Sorrows. The next book is one that I have started before. I started an audiobook of it several years ago, but it was something that as I was listening to it, I was like, I actually really want to read the physical book. I don't want to listen to this one. It sounds like something that would be much better read. And that is Gilead by Marilynne Robinson. So again, this is kind of a modern classic. And I think where I am in life, I'm a new father. I think this book is going to be excellent. It is about a man writing a letter to his young son. Again, this is kind of one of those that you can't really get away from knowing a little bit about it and hearing things about it every once in a while. At least for me, that I've heard about this book several times. It's been on my TBR for a really long time, and I just so happened to see it there, picked it up, and I'm really excited to get into it. So let's crack it open, read the very first line. I told you last night that I might be gone sometime, and you said, "Where?" And I said, "To be with the good Lord." And you said, "Why?" And I said, "Because I'm old." And you said, "I don't think you're old." Starts off with a conversation on religion and death and with a very young child. Oh my God, I think this is going to be an excellent book. I'm very excited that it's Gilead. That's going to be book number 2. This book, the next one, is going to be, it's a new book. I've heard a lot about it. Everyone has, had nothing but positive things to say. I generally am not a fan of new books. I will say that. Modern books, I think, are not written very well. I'm a big fan of classics. But on this one, I've heard a lot of really good things. I have read the first line of this, and I think it is so interesting. That is Buckeye by Patrick Ryan. It is a Genepic right here. Yep. That's a Genepic right there. And I hate stickers on books. I actually do not enjoy that at all. I think it would look much better without that sticker on there. I'm sorry, Jenna, but you ruined the cover of the book. I'm just going to say it. Anyway, so this is a multi-generational novel from what I understand about war and kind of the family that goes through it. I actually think the cover is really interesting to portray that. As you can see, that there are the trees. There's none, and then they're smaller, and then they're getting bigger. I think that's going to be a really good indication of the multi-generation of this novel, and I'm really excited to get into it. So the very first line here, part 1, chapter 1. Cal Jenkins was born in the spring of 1920 with one leg shorter than the other. That's a really interesting opening line. I'm a big fan and a big believer that your opening line sets the tone for the rest of the book. I'm a big believer in that. I do that with almost every book I buy. Every once in a while, I kind of go through these with my wife, and we just read the opening lines, and we get to guess what book it's from. It's a really good time. It's a lot of fun. So let's go back to this one because I forgot to read the opening line. So let's read this one. That is going to be Bran. The morning had dawned clear and cold with a crispness that hinted at the end of summer. And if you've seen this series, you know it is all about winter is coming. Get that right in the middle. There we go. Get that focused. So winter is coming. That is the opening line of that guy. So far, I'm a little over halfway. This book is almost exactly 800 pages, and that is super good so far. I actually wanted to check back in on Buckeye and see how long this guy is. He's rocking about 450. So I got 2 really big books, 2 books that are kind of shorter. So anyway, that's what I have going on. Hopefully this next month, I have 21 days to finish all of these, and then we will drop in with some more. So let's get to the book that a friend of mine gave me, and I was really excited to read it. She actually gave me many books, but this is one that was at the top of my list as I went through them all, and I was really excited to get into it, and that is All the Pretty Horses by Cormac McCarthy. Number 1, I do not like this cover. I just want to get that out front. I don't like real photographs as covers. I don't know what it is. But anyway, I was really excited to read this book because I read No Country for Old Men. Phenomenal. I thought it was an amazing book, written so well, so much tension. I mean, there's good action in there. The dialogue is great. The scenery, the descriptions, something that Cormac just excels at is knowing when to add dialogue, when to add a little bit of disposition, and when to describe the country, the scene, where the scene is taking place. He is really good at not overdoing it in any one of those areas. So, All the Pretty Horses was written in 1992, I believe. So it was before No Country for Old Men. So I was really excited to get into it. With that said, I'm also not a fan of not using quotation marks in dialogue. It drives me insane. I know it is a style choice. It's big for Cormac. That is what he does, I believe, in all of his books, even though it's the only second one I've ever read by him. It is a good book. Let me start with that. It's written so well, so well. The story is great. There's good action. There is, you have John Grady Cole and his cousin going to, I think it's his cousin, just traveling, right? It's kind of a Western. They're going down to Mexico for work. A lot of stuff happens. There's love. There's arrest. There's murder. There's so many things. So many things going on in this book. It's kind of wild. And as I'm reading it, I'm like, man, this is written really well. The descriptions of the Texas landscape and the Mexico landscape just blows your mind away. It's written in a way that you can actually see it, and in your mind, you are thinking that is beautiful. My only issue, and it is a very large issue with this book, I cannot get over the main character's age. Can't get over it. He is 16, and he is written as the stoic, wise, just so intelligent man. And he is 16, people. He is 16 years old in this book, and I cannot get over it. There are things that happen in this book, and it becomes more and more pronounced. It becomes more pronounced at the end as it continues. It wraps up really nicely, but it blows my mind that he's only 16. And if you've read this book, or if you do choose to read this book, you'll understand exactly what I mean. He is, I think if John Grady Cole was written as a 23, 24, 25-year-old, even 30-year-old, I think this book would be a good solid 4 stars for me. But it's his age, and I cannot get over that. Can't get over it. Cannot get over his age. So for those reasons, I think I'm going to give All the Pretty Horses a solid 3 stars. Great. I mean, the story's good. It's written well, extremely well, so beautiful, but I can't get over it. I cannot let go of his age. He's only, if you read this book, you will understand all the things that happen. It just doesn't make sense for a 16-year-old. So anyway, thank you for being here. I am excited to go on this journey with you, and I will give you periodic updates on these books as I read them. Again, 1 book a week is my ultimate goal. I got 1 down. Second week, I think I'm going to try for Buckeye and periodically sprinkle in a Game of Thrones. So anyway, till next time, thank you.